I know if you're a parent and you're out there, you probably don't want to hear this, but the truth is, probably statistical Vegas odds, high probability, probably nobody wants to fuck your kid. Now or ever. I know you don't want to hear it. You want to think that kid is the reason for all the problems. All the pedophiles are out there jockeying for position in the schoolyard. Oh, wait for him, that little toe-headed beauty.
I can't express to you how little I want to make this fucking video. I'm actually lying down right now because the subject matter is just so fucking tiring. Everyone's weighing in on this shit, and I feel like I should too, I guess. But here's the thing. I don't give a shit about this topic very much one way or the other. What really concerns me more than anything is how much this concerns most of you. I've noticed it all throughout this entire culture. Every time I'm watching the news, and I try to make that as scarce as possible, and I hear about someone who abducted a child and raped and killed them, the news always emphasizes that this person was a pedophile. Wow, that's really horrible, but he was also a fucking murderer. That's supposed to be worse. That's supposed to be a worse thing. I remember the Catholics a while back, all those child molestation scandals in the Catholic Church. I'm sitting there like, his fucking penis is the least harmful thing that a preacher puts in your child, okay? They fill them full of, the same fucking parents, man. The same fucking parents who don't care about teaching their toddler about hell won't let their 12-year-old daughter be promiscuous because she's not emotionally ready for that. She's emotionally ready for hell at 2, but she's not emotionally ready for, that natural biological function at 12 or 13. No, not even 15 or 16. Hell, in some families, not even 20, 21, 22, 23. They never want their daughters to fuck. It's so fucking weird to me that you people place so much emphasis on this. Maybe it's just because I've never really given a shit about children. Like, if I see a child, they're always, every time I watch the news and there's some story like, today a bus crashed and, 52 people were killed, including 12 children. I'm like, who gives a shit how many children there were? I don't give a shit more shit about a child dying than I do about anyone else. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some fucking circuit missing in me that I just don't feel like I should give children any sort of preferential treatment in my head. Those kids can go fuck themselves. Or someone else can go fuck them. I don't care. Pedophilia, it's wrong, whatever. Who cares? It's not that fucking wrong. There's wronger things in the world. On the list of the things that should concern you, it's way the fuck down there. It's not in the fucking top 10, not in the top 20, not in the top 50, probably not even the top 100. There's children fucking starving in other countries that you don't do shit about. Look at this little motherfucker. He's bones, motherfucker. The fucked up thing is, if some guy fucking got that kid and brought him to America and fed him and clothed him and gave him a house but molested him, you would think he was a fucking monster. The kid's better off. The kid would be better fucking off. These kids are fucking way worse off than some kid that gets his little balls rubbed up against or some shit like that. Come on, give me a fucking break. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with you imbeciles? The fucking shit that you worry about is so fucking mind-bogglingly stupid. Dendrophilian has some fucking balls, okay? Whatever you guys want to say, that motherfucker has a set of fucking balls, okay? Because lots of people think this shit. You think his video got, there's a bunch of people criticizing him, but his video is rated 3 stars. And you know that the people who hate it are rating it 1 star. And you know that other people must be rating it 5 stars to counteract that. Because it's sitting there at 3 fucking stars. So if half the people that saw that video, half of them fucking agreed with it. Because, it's always some guy that fucking sticks his neck out you know, and everyone says, "Ooh, yeah, that's what we're all thinking," and then he gets his head chopped off and everyone else just shuts the fuck up. And he's right. He's absolutely fucking right. It's historically verifiable he's correct. Pedophilia? You think the word pedophilia existed 200 years ago? No one gave a shit about whether or not you fuck kids or not. You know, there wasn't even an age of consent until, like, less than 200 years ago. And yeah, I mean, obviously we're not looking to the past and saying, oh, that's the perfect morality or whatever. Psychological damage? I mean, give me a fucking break. Life is about psychological fucking damage. I look back on my childhood, and I just think of all the shit that happened to me, like, you know, I was bullied by people. I mean, these other kids fucking chased me up this hill and were throwing rocks and shit at me. You know, I had spokes, had fucking sticks thrown into the spokes of my bike, so I'd fucking trip. You know, people, you know, I was just degraded, treated like shit, because I was the weird kid. I was the kid that walked around and played with his imaginary friends and shit. You know, I look back on that and say, okay, let me see, I could have all that, or I could be molested a few times. I would take the fucking molestation in a heartbeat. Especially if it was a fucking woman doing the molesting. But even if it was a guy, whatever. I don't give a shit. You know, we need a little fucking trauma in our lives. I'm not using that as a fucking defense. I'm just saying that you guys are blowing this shit way out of proportion. Yeah, it's wrong, but it's not so fucking wrong that it should be the only thing you're concerned about. There are far worse things in the world. Whatever. I know that the fucking... Within fucking 4 responses, I'll be called a fucking pedophile for even sort of fucking kind of agreeing with this guy. So, whatever. You know, it's so fucking predictable, and you're so fucking stupid. I don't give a shit. Everyone with half a brain in their fucking head knows what I'm talking about. Amazing Atheist, peace the fuck out.
Get your fat ass back here.
And they, oh, you think all drugs should be legal? You think children should have heroin? And I go, I'm not a parent. That's the parent's decision. I guess it's not my point. But they always take it, and it was a censorship argument where they're, oh, if we had no censorship, do you think we should have child pornography on network television? And I go, no one would sponsor it. This is a fucking moot point. It's a free market system. Yeah, its sponsors drive the show, and the no one's gonna fucking Tide isn't gonna be doing child pornography. No one's gonna watch. I'd look for a second. I would. I go on Rotten.com. I see fucking murder, people's heads cut off by fucking Serbian war crime, torture shit. I ain't jacking off to it. Is that the problem? Why is child pornography, the guy with the kid and the camera, definitely a problem?